It is day 14. 2 weeks. 2 weeks in, and I am feeling pretty accomplished today because this is my second workout of the day. I did my first workout with a sister friend this morning who I look up to as a mentor because she is where I want to be professionally, and she encourages me. She supports me. She even advertises for me, sending people my way. Thank you. Sometimes y'all need a real one in your corner. Cora, you're appreciated. Another reason I feel pretty accomplished this morning is I had to have a conversation this morning that was from a big sister, a sister in Christ who God put us together, and ain't no taking us apart. You can't take my sister away from me. Color purple is our thing. Listen, when you can have people in your corner and in your life who support you and truly love you, that even if something seems a little off, even if the conversation is hard, y'all can bounce back and be laughing and kikiing by the end. Them the type of people you need in your life. I don't need somebody who's gonna give me the cold shoulder because I've offended them. I need you to, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I know sometimes the enemy comes in to kill, steal, and destroy, especially relationships with women. And that's because that woman that he's trying to create that rift with, she got something for you. Don't block your blessing. And don't you block hers either, because you might have something for her. So do all things with love. That's not even my message today, but just like, do all things with love. Talk to people, be grown. Stop being childish. I love my sisters. I love and appreciate every single one of y'all. There's too many for me to name. If you support me, if you send me a text message, if you tell me you're thinking about me, you're praying for me, you're encouraging to my marriage, being a mother, a wife, financially, whatever. You ladies who have just supported me in ways that I can't even explain or expound upon, through nursing school, through life. Listen, I could write a book. I don't know what I'm waiting for to do it, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the women God has put in my life, even those who are no longer here with me. I appreciate you, and I love you with my whole heart, and I'm so grateful for you. Now I digress, before I get super mushy. But today what I have is that everybody's process is different. 75 hard has been somewhat of a challenge. And the biggest challenge is probably getting the 2 workouts in a day's period, especially on days that I work. Today I'm off and I don't have a whole bunch of things scheduled. I had a couple phone meetings, so I was on the phone meeting and still exercising. Because ain't no sense in me going home. I don't need to take notes. We just talking it through. And you're going to send me an email anyway after it's done. So I'm going to keep walking. So today is the first time that I'm able to get both workouts done before 12 o'clock. So I appreciate that because it has been a challenge. And some days when I'm at work, it's hard for me to drink the water because I'm so busy. It just depends on what my day looks like because of the type of work I do. The eating part has not been a challenge because I eat a pretty simple, basic lifestyle. It's my lifestyle, first of all. It's not a diet. So when he says follow a diet, I eat my lifestyle is 70-20-10. I learned that several years ago from a personal trainer that I was working with. And when I reached my goal, because we treat things like a diet, of course I went back to eating how I wanted to eat, and I kicked the 70-20-10 out the window. 70-20-10. You can Google it. It is pretty much fruits, veggies, protein, fat. And then when I did another program, it was very similar to that. So I know both work, but I feel like the 70-20-10 for me and my lifestyle, it's not as restrictive. And it essentially is the same thing. It is honestly the same concept, just different. There's some differences, but it's the same concept. So that is the way that I choose to eat. And then I feel like eating that way doesn't allow room for error. It doesn't allow room for you to think, oh, this is a bad food, or this is this, or this is that. No, because if this is a lifestyle, like if this is truly a lifestyle, it is easier and more maintainable if it's something realistic. I promise you it's easy. Another thing is the water. Like, drinking it has been a challenge, but I've been getting it done. The reading has not been complicated at all. The book that I chose is really good, and there's many days I read more than 10 pages because I really like the book that I chose. You got to do what works best for you. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's body composition and makeup is different. If you are truly working out every day and really following this 75 hard or any type of workout, and you notice that you're not losing any weight, or you feel like nothing is really changing, you got to look at what you're doing. Bodies are built in the kitchen. I've heard that so many times. It's not built in the gym. That's like 20% of weight loss. The rest is in the kitchen. What you put in your mouth, you got to be honest. If you're eating processed foods, like, you got to take it out, because if it's processed foods, it's probably really high in sodium. And we learned in nursing school, wherever salt goes, water will follow. So if you're eating something that has a whole bunch of sodium in it, you're going to retain some water weight. You really got to watch that. Another thing is you have to get your hormones checked. Now listen, no disrespect to any professional that is out there on YouTube. I have learned so much from so many people, but I take it with a grain of salt, because I know, just like I went to school to become a nurse, some of them say they're doctors, some of them are doctors, actual like medical doctors, some of them are dietitians, some of them are nurse practitioners. I don't downplay nobody's degree, because that mess is hard. However, we're not your nurse. We're not your doctor. We're not your dietitian. We don't know your genetic makeup. We have not seen a lab work or blood work. We haven't assessed you. We haven't evaluated you. So you have to be careful listening to these professionals on social media, because what they have for you, they may have some good ideas, some good suggestions, but until somebody actually assesses you and somebody actually looks at your blood work, gets some blood drawn, get some labs done, they don't know what's going on with you. So you can take what they're saying with a grain of salt. I'm not your nurse. I don't know what's going on with you. I didn't see you. I didn't check you out. I ain't did not an assessment. They not your doctor. Go your butt to a doctor. You have been following me, then you know I've said this, and you'll probably hear me keep saying it, because somebody has to evaluate you, look at you as a whole person, and not just what's on social media. And these fad diets don't work. You will lose the weight, but I promise you're gonna gain it back, plus some. Ask me how I know. It was me. For several years, I would lose the weight, gain the weight, lose the weight, gain the weight, plus some more weight. This has to be a lifestyle change. Change in your lifestyle. This has to be for life. This is not a diet. It's a lifestyle change. Me doing the 75 hard is not even about weight loss. One of my challenges that I'm challenging myself to and trying to change, and I'm going to read a book about this. I'm about to say it out loud. Being on time. Being on time, as I was taught in nursing school, it's 15 minutes before your shift starts. A good nurse, maybe even 30. Give yourself a little extra time. to look over your charts and things like that, depending on what kind of nurse you are. Being on time. I no longer want to walk in the door at 6:58, 7:03. I want to be on time. Not just for work. I want to be on time for everything. I want to allow myself extra time. To be consistently late is a sin. First of all, it tells the person I don't value their time and I don't respect them. And it's almost like an attitude of, I don't care. Like, I really want to be on time. My children are really good about being on time. That's that football coaching instilled in them. They are so good about being on time. These little suckers, they'll tell me, Ma, you got to be there at 5:30. Because they know I'm going to walk out the house at 5:30. Well, guess what time it started? 5:45. But because they know their mama going to be late, they tell me I got to be there early. And they ingrain it in my head. This is time, this is time, this is time. So even they know. And I hope that that's a trait that they keep and maintain and don't get comfortable with being late, because I used to get to places on time. I pick and choose where I get to on time. I tell you this, I ain't gonna make it to the airport late if I'm going on vacation. That's not right. So I'm saying all that to say, go to the doctor, get yourself checked out. Your hormones could be off. You could have problems with your thyroid. You could have an imbalance with electrolytes. You could have a small, issue with your heart or your blood pressure. And I'm saying small because there's not much that's not reversible with a healthy diet and some exercise. Now, there are some things that you do need to take medication for, and blood pressure is one of them. But talk to your doctor, the doctor who does your blood work. Talk to them and find out what's going on with you and make the changes you need to make. Don't rely on social media for everything. It's a good place for support, but most importantly, it's a good place for education. I say YouTube, you can get a whole degree on YouTube, but you still got to check your source. Just like when I was in nursing school, you got to check your sources, because not all sources are great. I believe in you. I just need you to believe in yourself too. Have a great day.